Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, he just wanna romp. Big boobs in the bus, they plump. She a baddie, she knows she a 10. She a baddie with her baddie friend.
Hey baddies, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Let me not be rude. I missed you all very, very much. For those of you who are new, welcome to Stars by Baddies. I post new videos every week, and they all revolve around beauty-related content, along with me giving a voiceover telling you guys a story time to keep you entertained. So be sure to subscribe and join the family. Today I'll be giving y'all a story time on the time my friend's boyfriend started stalking me. So this happened back when I was a sophomore in college. My friend, let's call her Raina, was someone I hung out with a lot because we had a few classes together. She was super chill, always cracking jokes, and we clicked pretty quickly. Around this time, Raina started dating this guy. Let's call him Marcus. At first, Marcus seemed cool. He was the type of guy who always wanted to be the center of attention, but I didn't think much of it. For the first few weeks, he barely even noticed me, which was fine. He was Raina's boyfriend, not mine. But then things started to get weird. The first time I noticed something was off was during a group hangout at Raina's dorm. A bunch of us were chilling, playing card games, and laughing when Marcus suddenly turns to me and says, "You know, you have such an interesting energy. It's like magnetic." I was caught totally off guard. It felt like a compliment, but there was something about the way he said it that made me uncomfortable. I laughed it off awkwardly and avoided eye contact. I even looked at Raina to see her reaction, but she didn't even seem to notice. She was too busy taking selfies. I brushed it off, thinking maybe I was reading too much into it. So about a week later, I was studying in the library when I got a random text from an unknown number that said, "Saw you in the library today. You looked cute." I was so confused, so I replied, "Who is this?" The response came quickly. "It's Marcus, LOL. Don't tell Raina I texted you. Just wanted to say hey." My heart sank and I literally froze. Why was Raina's boyfriend texting me? I replied with something like, "This feels inappropriate. Don't text me again." But instead of backing off, he replied, "Relax, it's just a compliment. No big deal." I didn't reply after that. But I started to feel uneasy, like I was being tested by Raina or something. I really thought it was a prank. After that, Marcus seemed to pop up everywhere I went. If I was at the campus cafe grabbing coffee, he'd show up and say something like, "Oh, I didn't know you liked this place too." Like, boy, don't even try to act like we have anything in common. We're not friends. If I went to the gym, he just happened to be there, even though I'd never even seen him before. And one day, I was walking back to my dorm, and he was just there outside chilling. When he saw me, he smiled and said, "What a coincidence. I was just about to text Raina." I ignored him and didn't even respond. I walked right past him, went straight to my room, and I locked my door. At this point, it didn't feel like a coincidence anymore. So I decided to take it upon myself to talk to Raina because I was starting to feel a little freaked out about this whole situation. I told her about the text and how Marcus kept showing up wherever I went and how it felt a little odd. But surprisingly, she just laughed it off and said, "Girl, Marcus is just friendly. He probably just wants to get to know you because you're my friend. Or he probably thinks that you like a sister." Like, hello? Sister? So we compliment sisters now? Seems more like flirting to me. She made me feel really stupid about coming to talk to her woman to woman, and I could tell she didn't believe me. She even made a joke about how I should be flattered. Like, bro, what? Flattered about what? I felt so frustrated, but I dropped it because I didn't want to let it stress me out, and I didn't want to get into it with her either. Fast forward one night, I was walking back to my dorm after a late study session. It was dark and the campus was quiet, and I had that creepy feeling that someone was watching me. So I turned around and there he was. Marcus was standing about, let's just say 15 feet behind me, just staring. So I stared right back because it was weird of him to just be watching me. And he walked up and said, "Hey, I was in the area and thought I'd walk you back if you'd like. It's not safe out here at night." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm sure Raina wouldn't like that. You don't need to walk me. You can walk her." But he didn't leave. He kept walking alongside me, asking questions about my classes and what I like to do for fun. And of course, I barely spoke because I was too scared. Like, you're my friend's boyfriend. Like, We shouldn't even have no connection, really. I don't play that. I still wasn't sure if I was being tested or not. For all I know, I could have been recorded by Marcus, and he could have tried to send that back to Raina. So at this point, my nerves are getting the best of me, and instead of overthinking, I decide to just stop and give her a call, because what's the worst that can happen? Literally. So I'm like, matter of fact, where's Raina at? I wonder what she's doing right now. Y'all know what this boy does. Tell me why he tries to grab my wrist tight as hell, talking about, I just told you you don't need to call her. She doesn't need to know about this. Why you gotta be so stubborn? So I'm like, boy, excuse me. I jerked my hand back so freaking fast and stepped away from him, clutching my phone like my life depended on it. I'm like, what do you mean she doesn't need to know? Like, boy, you're weird. So I snapped at him, trying to keep my voice steady, even though I was trembling like a lot because I was mad nervous. Like, why is he talking to me like that? So Marcus looked at me, and for a moment, his whole demeanor changed. He almost looked surprised I wasn't falling for his little trap. He's like, look, you don't understand. Raina's not the person you think she is. So I'm thinking, is he seriously trying to manipulate me again? I tell him, I don't care what you're trying to say. Stay away from me, and I'm calling her right now. I turned my back and called Raina's number. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone to my ear. The whole time Marcus was standing there staring at me like he couldn't believe I was actually doing it, like I was actually calling her. So when she finally picks up, I wasted no time. I'm like, hey Raina, where are you? Marcus is here walking me back to my dorm, and it's making me uncomfortable. The line went dead silent for a minute, and then Raina burst out laughing. She's like, wait, what? Marcus is with you? What are you even talking about? And I don't know how he managed to do this, but he snatches the phone out my hand so fast, I barely had time to react. He holds it up to his ear, and with the calmest voice ever says, babe, don't worry, I'm just making sure she gets back safely. You know how she gets sometimes. Raina laughed again on the other end of the call, clearly eating up whatever he was saying. She's like, see, she's talking to me now. She's like, see, I knew it wasn't a big deal. You're always overthinking stuff. Marcus looked right at me while he kept talking, and I could feel my stomach turn. He's like, she's just a little on edge, that's all. I'll make sure she's okay and call you later, right? Then, without even waiting for a response, he hung up and smirked at me. And he's like, you see, holding out the phone like he had just solved some massive misunderstanding. He's like, now there's no need to overreact. Let's keep walking. I snatched my phone back and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? He shrugs his shoulders, completely unfazed, and is like, I'm just looking out for you. Raina doesn't need to stress over something so small. At this point, I was done. I didn't care what Raina thought, what Marcus's motives were, or how this would play out. I stopped walking and I glared at him and I said, if you follow me one more step, I'm calling campus security. And this time you won't have a chance to sweet talk your way out of it, because that's what he loved to do. He loved to talk his way out of stuff, just like he did with Raina. So he stood there for a second. He said, all right, no need to be dramatic. Get home safe. When I got back to my dorm, I immediately texted Raina everything. And y'all, she didn't even believe me. She said I was probably just quote-unquote overthinking and that Marcus would never do anything sketchy. She even accused me of trying to sabotage the relationship because I was quote-unquote jealous. But the crazy part, a few weeks later, I started hearing talk around campus about Marcus showing up outside other girls' dorms claiming he was quote-unquote just being friendly. So it was clear that I wasn't the only one he was pulling this act on, and this man was just a straight-up weirdo. Anyways, eventually, Raina broke up with him, not because of me, though, but because she caught him messaging one of her friends. And guess what? She never even apologized for not believing me. But that's the end of the story of how my friend's boyfriend became my stalker. Let me know in the comments what you would have done in my situation. Stay safe out there, baddies.
got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurt, yes, I'm jaded. Most of the things I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you chase. You'll try to come back when you faint. I always want the truth, but it's dangerous. You got something real, not bad. You wanna get with me, stop. Yes, I'm hurting, yes, I'm jaded. Most of these things I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you chase. You wanna hear me up when you make it. You'll try and come back when you're famous. I always want the truth, but it's dangerous. You got something real, not basic. You wanna get with me, stop. Y'all on this side, y'all over on this side. Hey, told me about all your insecurities for what? Drag me like 2 hours to your family's house for what? Said you need some time, but I should stick around for what? Always felt like sticking around's the same as being stuck. That's that shit that drives me crazy. It like guns with the aching and getting under my skin. Pretty little young thing, had a nigga convinced, got me too excited. Yeah, you play me. You wanna get with me, stop it.
Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In the party, he just wanna romp. Big boobs in the bus, they plump. She a baddie, she knows she a 10. She a baddie with